Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. Home gunsmithery today on Tex Grebner Outdoors. And believe it or not, no claw hammer required. As many of you know, if you saw my last video, I have a 1917 Winchester Repeating Arms 30-06. It's a sporterized model that I've made my project right now. But we're going to be talking about how to do a trigger job, yet again, with a diamond fishhook rod. Wherever the trigger meets the striker, it needs to be smooth, so that once you actually depress the trigger to the rear and this pushes down, you're not fighting anything but the spring tension. We're not reducing the tension on the trigger. We're simply trying to get a clean break. And the way that we do that is a two-step process. This, as I've said, is a $15 to $20 diamond fishhook sharpener. So we're going to be putting a diamond polish on our trigger parts wherever metal touches metal. We're only polishing, we're not grinding. Now there's a spring that goes over this, and what we're wanting to achieve is having everything slide smoothly so that when we reach the full spring tension of the trigger, we can get it to break cleanly so that we don't have to worry about jerking it. Now here's where the trigger meets the striker, and we're keeping a perfect 90-degree angle, and we're just polishing. You can also do this with an Arkansas stone, and this will go a long way in cleaning up your trigger pull, trigger squeeze, so that you're not fighting resistance. You want your trigger to break like glass, okay? Now when I mentioned using an Arkansas stone, you can see that this stone has a flat portion on the side, which is how you can use it to polish your striker. Just let it rest. And all we're doing is just polishing that striker up to a mirror finish. And we would also just take this and polish that portion. Now this one's a little bit temperamental, but we're going to be very careful as we polish this one. Now there's a little bit of finish left on there, but I'm not trying to get it perfect just now. There's also right here where you see the wear. You can do one of two things. You can lubricate this channel, but for right now, what I'm going to do is take this perfectly sized diamond rod in here, and I'm just going to polish this out to where we're going to get an even, cleaner break on this trigger. Now because we can't very well get our Arkansas stone down in here, we're going to use Brasso on a Q-tip. Now we're just going to polish the dog shit out of this channel. And obviously you should do this in a well-ventilated area. But we're going to do it in the living room because that's how I roll. This is not a fast process. I've been working on this here for about a half an hour with the diamond rod and the Brasso on the Q-tip. But as you can see, where this portion right here rides on the receiver in the bottom, it's perfectly smooth and shiny. This is not exactly shiny, but I'll work on that more later. This is just a quick demonstration. So we're going to take that, put that there. Take our trigger pin, line up our holes, put our bolt in, as you can see, I've got the rifle fully back together. And Ernest Hemingway once described a terrible trigger in a gun as being like the last turn of the key that opens a sardine can. Gritty metal stuck against gritty metal. As you can see, we still have our slack of our first stage. Then we're slowly and gently depressing to the rear with constant pressure, and we're sliding off of the striker. So instead of a sardine can key, we have spring tension and then glass against glass. Not terribly difficult to do, but the key to doing this is not taking too much off to where you actually make your trigger less reliable by grinding too much off, or you make your firearm dangerous to use because it can slide off that striker without the trigger being depressed. But now we have a very clean two-stage trigger. Pretty sure I'm going to be getting a new Monte Carlo stock for this old war horse. Turn it into a match rifle if I can. But I'm pretty happy with how the trigger turned out, and I hope this video is helpful to you. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. This is got my friends over at LegallyConcealed.org. Thank you very much to those of you involved in law enforcement and those of you serving in the military. And thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.